The college football experience, Florida International Panthers, yes, FIU season preview for 2025 on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, the bank account that is built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN and get a free Refs Are Terrorist t-shirt. Claim your shirt today, your free shirt today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs. We're also brought to you by Naira Bets. Get your $25 free bet for the Belmont Stakes by going to nyrabets.com/SGPN25. And don't forget to enter the promo code SGPN25. And remember, as always, to let it ride.
This is Brock Purdy from Iowa State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Florida International Panthers 2025 season preview. Yes, the airport is alive and well on Hangar 9, baby. YouTube.com/the college experience. We're breaking down all 136 teams in the FBS this year, 136 episodes, just like we do each and every year. And I'm excited to talk Panther football, excited to hop on the runway, talk a little ball on the tarmac. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, I am your sky captain tonight, coming on in at 40,000 feet. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos.
$1 million smile, a fistful of pesos. Coming on in the Miami airport, flying low so the feds don't get me. I got a shipment of some Colombian product in the back. Let's go. Love Cocaine Cowboys. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Basketball Experience, where we talk college hoops every single day of the season. Give it up for former staffer at Austin P with the Governors. With the Gamecocks of South Carolina, with the Mountaineers of West Virginia, Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. Ryan McIntyre. How are you, brother?
Doing good. Ready to talk airport and let the Willie Simmons era begin, baby. Let's go.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Yes, and if you haven't checked out our Conference USA Coach Edition, where we rank the coaches, we talk. First off, I mean, this is why I know we're just drunken idiots often on this show, but we ring the truth. It's like Patty C's thing with Bill O'Brien. He called for it for 6 years. For Bill O'Brien to come to Boston College, and it finally became true. Well, 2 years ago, I was saying the same. I was like, why is FIU, and I'm a Mike McIntyre guy, but I was like, why are they not hiring Willie Simmons? He's from Florida. He's killing it at Florida A&M. So, I mean, sometimes when you tune into us, you hear drunken bullshit, but you also,
I hear there's rumors on the internets,
and some of these become true because finally, after Willie Simmons, he left after winning the Celebration Bowl, the national championship, essentially at Florida A&M. He left for Duke last year with Manny Diaz. Good season at Duke, and now FIU hires Willie Simmons. And We have a lot to talk about here in this one. And shout out to Robert Martin, man. He is just killing it here, helping us out. Appreciate you, Robert. You and the whole chat. Be a part of the chat. It's a lot of fun. We talk, college football year round here. But I just want to say, before we dive into Willie Simmons, like FIU needs to see what's great about sport. I never take yourself too serious is my thing. I like to think it's a motto we do for this show, but one of my problems with like the NFL or other platforms is they take themselves so fucking serious. I grew up in the heyday where the NFL, like you had the Fun Bunch and you had the Bears, doing their fucking dance videos and shit. And you had the Creamsicle Buccaneers, which were just a fun team. Oilers, right? Stormed the beach, the House of Pain defense there with Jerry Glanville. That was part of what made the NFL have a little bit of soul. Now all those have hit Control-Alt-Delete and it's all corporate trash now. So FIU is one that is like the perfect thing. They started their football program in the past 30 years.
Yep.
Right? And it's like, own the fun. Own the fun. I know Miami, the Hurricanes have a bunch of national championships. Who cares? Own the fun. And one of the things I will say, though, is they're fucking up a little bit. I love FIU, and they are fun, but they have to pigeonhole one of these to me and stick with it. And I'll talk about that in a second with their names. Like, they have this Vice night. You saw the youtube.com/the college experience. This photo right here is their Miami Vice night that they've been doing the past couple of years, which I hope they're still doing because it's fucking fire, right? Absolute fire. It has nothing to do with their original colors, but their original colors that we know, I would say in the 2000s when FIU started their program were blue and gold when they were the Panthers. See, the Panthers is some boring NFL bullshit. Prior to the Panthers, they were the Sunblazers, which is an awesome name, awesome mascot. I'm all on board with the Sunblazers. I'm all on board with the Vice Knights. Just don't do the boring Panther shit. Choose one of the two or walk that fine line between both of them. And I think it would be a lot better for the college football world. It'd be a lot better for you. And I think you would pick up an identity almost like Boise with the Smurf turf.
Yeah.
I really buy that. I really buy that. But where you at? The Vice Night is fun, man. And that's what I'm saying is they got all these crazy cars and shit. Like their marketing is kind of killing it lately. Why not lean all the way into that and just make it the permanent uniforms, or do Sunblazers for the 11 games and then do Vice Night for one? Get this Panther bullshit out of here. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I don't like the Panthers. I like the Vice Night too. When Vice U, the way that they painted those end zones, I thought that was a unique thing to do. And especially you talk about forming an identity in this league. They play a lot of night games. They play a lot of standalone games in the month of October before Maction kicks off in November. They should lean all the way into it in Conference USA with just the way that they're able to isolate these games and get them in standalone windows. But yeah, get rid of the Panthers. I'm with you. I mean, how many?
They got the fucking hockey team down there, the Carolina Panthers. I mean, there's so many. It's such a Prairie View. I mean, it's just everyone's the fucking Panthers. What are we doing, you unoriginal fucking losers? Whoever made that decision to transition from that. But look, I'm not here to hate on FIU. I love the airport. You know I love the airport. A hangover at the airport, the best hangover you can have. And to me, I'm a Willie Simmons guy, so I'm buying in. So let's hit it with the fucking slideshows. But before we do that, I want to let you know you are listening to the College Football Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and the Stanley Cup Final is here, and the Hockey Gambling Podcast is giving away an NHL jersey and $200 in SGPN gift cards. Enter for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Stanley Cup. Once again, that's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Stanley Cup. All right, we are back on the College Football Experience, and here we go. Look at that. You see that logo in the top right is the Panther. All right, I put it there because I'm going to honor their fucking logo. But the bottom left is their real logo to me. The Sunblazers is a dope ass fucking name. He's got the sunglasses And then their uniform for the Miami Vice Knights there is awesome. So come on, this is an easy fix here. Willie Simmons is the new head coach of FIU. He did win a national championship at Florida A&M. He's 66-24 overall as the head coach of two different FCS schools in Prairie View and Florida A&M. Did a great job at both of them. And he's never had a losing season. And I'm very optimistic of this hire. I remember, I'm old enough, Mac, where I remember Willie Simmons right here as the Clemson quarterback, where he was a good college quarterback as well. So I know we kind of already hinted at this, but in case they missed the CUSA coaching episode, what'd you make of the hire?
I mean, everybody that tuned into our coaches breakdown, I mean, this is a home run hire. 66-24. He was 45-13 at FAMU, 32-5 in conference play. I mean, they were dominant, and then also he was good at Prairie View, 21-11. So he's won wherever he's gone, every single stop, and there's no reason to believe that he won't do the exact same thing at FIU when he's able to get his guys in, and hopefully they keep investing into this program more and more year after year.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so much to talk about with this episode because I do like the hire. He's a Florida guy,
yes,
right? And not only did he coach at Florida A&M, where he did a great job coaching, he's a good recruiter. He's been there to recruit within the state at his other stops too. He's Rick Stockstill guy, by the way, who is a Florida guy originally. So I really like the hire here. I really am optimistic about the future with him there. I think he fits. I think he makes it fun. And FIU could be a team, especially when you look at the CUSA, which seems to be reloading everywhere. Short of Liberty with Jamie Chadwell, every other team seems like it's reloading. Maybe not Western Kentucky, but you got these two new FCS schools coming in. You got all these other coaching turnover at Sam Houston, UTEP's leaving for the Mountain West, Kennesaw going with the new guy. La Tech's probably on the way out with Cumbie. It just seems like the whole league is transitioning from a few years ago. And who could potentially steal the reins of this conference besides Liberty might be FIU, with the fact they're down there and Willie Simmons, a proven winner. You're surrounded by a bunch of talent. So excited to see what can become of this program. Last season, once again, the offense coordinator is Nick Coleman. So Nick Coleman deserves none of this, none of this slander when it comes to talking about the offense. The offense wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be when I was putting this when I was compiling this thing. They were 78th in the nation in scoring offense, 63rd in passing offense, 105th in rush offense, total offense 101st. I actually came into this thinking they'd be in the 120s to 115s, or 115 and beyond, and they weren't. So credit. Now here's the problem for Nick Coleman. Everyone's gone for the most part. I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because you'd like to be better than 101st, but I also think 101st in total offense, if the defense is decent. I mean, I don't think it's terrible, especially for a team that plays traditionally really hard non-cons. At quarterback, Keyone Jenkins. So this is why Willie Simmons is going to work, in my opinion. If I'm selling you on Willie Simmons, Keyone Jenkins had a really good season last year. Or he emerged, I should say. I don't know if like a really good season works, but 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 62% completion percentage, 8.5 yards a completion there. And to me, he's someone that I think was sought after in the portal this offseason. There's been a few reports about this, and Willie Simmons was able to come right in and retain the best player on the team. That is a start. That is a start right there. Shout out to Sam in the chat giving us some money. Also talking about FIU, 54,000 students, bigger than I thought. That's what I'm saying. They could, if they just get their shit together, they could turn a quarter. And I think Willie Simmons could be the guy for that. And Keyone Jenkins coming back, I think is Willie Simmons, former quarterback himself. I think it's a nice, I'm assuming he's going to win the QB job, but I have to mention that it might be a little bit of a battle because Joe Pizanski from fucking Holy Cross.
Yes.
He's solid as a guy that covers the FCS. I thought when they lost our boy Matthew Sluka to UNLV for 2 weeks before he quit the team, I thought there was going to be a gigantic drop off. I mean, there was a team drop off because they lost a lot of production and their head coach Chesney left for JMU, but he could play. He had a good season at fucking Holy Cross. They're in a decent spot with, I think both quarterbacks give them a decent spot coming into Conference USA play this year. I think they're two decent quarterbacks. Their quarterback room is looking all right. The rest of the team, Kejon Owens is back. He led the team in rushing last year, but he only started one game. So, I mean, I guess that's a good thing, is like he was so good. He led the team in rushing as a backup for 11 of the 12 games. 5 touchdowns, 4.3 yards a carry. He is back. A lot of the depth, Shamari Lawrence, gone. Lexington Steele Joseph, gone. So, I mean, they got the work cut out for him a little bit there, but Kejon Owens is a guy to watch, especially if you're playing the college fantasy football angle. It's a guy that might be able to tear it up for these Sunblazers this year. Like I said, this is a little different than the SMU preview we just did. Go check that one out. But all right, here's basically what I could find, and I'm being a little generous with returning starter because Kejon Owens only started one game, but he was their team's leading rusher, so I think we can solidify that as kind of a returning starter. Keyone Jenkins is back, obviously, and then 3 offensive linemen. I will say this, man, much like SMU, which is previewed, there's a lot of turnover here, but getting 3 offensive linemen back, continuity matters, specifically on the offensive line, probably more than some of the other positions. I feel all right about the offense moving forward. Like, I don't expect them to be Liberty or Western Kentucky, but I think this can be a top half offense within this league. How about you, Mac?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Coleman runs this offense too, and what's his identity as a play caller. Because I was looking back because I'm like, man, where did him and Willie Simmons ever work together? Willie Simmons was a position coach at Middle Tennessee while Coleman was a GA at Middle Tennessee. So that's the connection there, and then probably just staying in touch.
Stockstill connection.
Yes.
And by the way, Stockstill, how's Middle Tennessee without life after Stockstill? All you Blue Raider fans wanted him out. You guys were a dud last year. Fucking dud.
Total dud.
Beware what you wish for.
Exactly. The grass is not always greener on the other side, but I think Jenkins will win the quarterback position. He got injured in, I think it was the Sam Houston game, but those last 4 games when he came back and FIU played better down the stretch, he had 13 touchdowns and only 1 interception. So he got better and better. He's a lefty. And I think that I think he'll ultimately end up edging Pizanski out for the position.
It's good depth. It's good depth.
Yeah. I mean, Pizanski, he's 6'4". He's got good size. So, but yeah, I mean, we're pulling, trying to sell the experience when we're talking about Owens only starting 1 game. But hey, he did average 5.5 yards to carry 2 years ago, 4.5 last year. But Willie Simmons will get these guys going. That's the bottom line here. I trust the coaching staff to get these guys in the right place.
Yeah, and the transfer portal. We talking of Pizanski. Look, another one that we should mention here is Anthony Carrie coming in from Georgia Tech. I think but the backfield will be in solid shape. Willie Simmons actually was a running backs coach at Duke. So I do think the familiarity there is good. And then I look at some of the talent at the receiver position. Tarvaris Dawson was at Jacksonville State last year where they won the CUSA. But before that, he was with Coach Prime and Dion at Colorado. JoJo Stone was a recruit that I remember Louisville fans being excited about. It didn't work out, with Jeff Brown and company, but I do think that that's a nice get for some speed and talent there. Alex Perry also comes in wide receiver spot from Hawaii. Tight end Justin Keyone from Penn, from the Ivy League, comes in. And then they attack the offensive line position. Julius Pierce from Middle Tennessee. I'm sure a Stockstill connection probably ringing true there. Flournoy from UAB. Miguel Deno from how do I pronounce it? Sedeno, right? Sedeno from Rice. Rice going triple. He says, I'm out. Get me over to Miami. And look, that's some pretty solid pieces there in the portal on the offensive side of the ball. I could talk myself into this offense being improved from a year ago. I think they will be a better offense than a year ago statistically. How about you?
I agree. And I know it's not a lot of returning production, but I mean, a couple pieces, like you said, a couple guys from the high major, whether Louisville, Georgia Tech with Carrie. I mean, he was a freshman last year, so coming down a step, see if he can produce and then go back to the high major. We all know how it works. So, I definitely think that they will be better and more organized because of the coaching staff.
I think Mac was a good coach, but I don't think he had a lot of talent, and they were getting raided in the portal. I think Simmons might be able to withstand that, withhold that, some of these guys like you're seeing with the quarterback spot, and also bring in a little more athleticism than the McIntyre teams. Defensively, look, the FIU scoring defense. Well, before we talk about that, hang on one second. I want to tell the folks out there that the college football experience FIU style, the airport 2025 season preview episode is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. There's no usage fees, no minimums. They're not even going to check your credit. 100% approval rating for all betting deposits as well. Sign up today, edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN. And if you sign up this week, you'll get a free Refs Are Terrorist t-shirt. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs to claim your free t-shirt today. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in. Game 1. And the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus bets get. So sign up, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Naira Bets. Yes, bet the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga with Naira Bets. Sign up today. Use the promo code SGPN25 and get a $25 free bet plus a $200 deposit match bonus. Whether you're a seasoned bettor or just getting started, Naira Bets makes it easy to jump into the action. And this is specifically an exclusive offer just for the Belmont Stakes. So don't wait. Get in now, join now, and claim your free $25 Belmont bet today. Naira Bets, that's nyrabets.com/SGPN25. All right, we are back on the college football experience and talking FIU airport football. And shout out to 3802. Come on, hit that like button. And shout out to Benedict Dantle, my boy.
He's back.
Right? Yeah. There we go. We're back every night now. Every fucking night we got episodes. Tomorrow we're previewing Southern Miss, the Golden Eagles, that Brett Favre blood money. And the Indiana Hoosiers and Kurt Signetti after magical season making the college football playoffs. So buckle up, subscribe. We're just getting started. This is episode 2 of 136. It'll be 137 next year when Sac State joins. Back to FIU, though. The airport a season ago. And defensively, they were kind of all over the place. 73rd in scoring defense, 16 in the rushing defense. But normally, if you have a great rushing defense and you're not a team with a great win-loss record, you normally have a horrible rush defense. And that was accurate. 111th in rush defense. Total defense, though, charting at 67th. These numbers aren't horrible for a team that had a losing record. I almost feel like bad luck must have been a part of the case. But anyway, Jovan DeWitt comes in at DC. This is a guy that's been all over the place, Mac. Have you, I mean, doing my homework on Jovan DeWitt, he played for the fucking Iowa Barnstormers, which I'm not an arena football guy. I think football should be outdoors. It's kind of a slam ball of football. But the Iowa Barnstormer name is fantastic. So I'm intrigued from the start. I like their helmets as well. But this is a guy that hasn't been coaching defense since COVID and the year after COVID at with Mac Brown in North Carolina. They weren't known for their defense, believe it or not. However, the guy has had stops all over the fucking place. Northern Michigan. He played at Northern Michigan in the 90s, which is shout out to Jerry Glanville and Steve Mariucci, who are Northern Michigan grads. He also coached at Fort Scott, Fairmount State, St. Norbert, Northern Iowa, Florida Atlantic, Army, UCF. He was UCF's assistant head coach when they were undefeated. He was also at Nebraska for the first 2 seasons of the Frost era. The guy has been fucking everywhere. What do you make of the hire? And this is actually one where I will say it could be a tall order to be better than 67th defensively. Your thoughts?
Well, this is his 4th year in the FIU program. I'm kind of surprised that he retained him.
There's this thing about his recruiting. Didn't he like create some recruiting device or something? I read some shit about his recruiting. I don't know. I was reading an article about it. Anyway, maybe that's his thing. Is he's plugged in to so recruiting innovation. DeWitt created his own recruiting app. The app has features that include forms of prospect information, data tables, rankings, reports, real-time notes shared with other staff members, voice recordings, geotagging, and film clips. So look, the he's innovating on the goddamn app front. All right.
Hey, maybe he sold Willie Simmons.
We got a goddamn Jeff Bezos on the defensive coordinator.
I mean, hey, if he could get his app to be as good as his passing defense, I mean, hey, that'd be make some money off that, baby. I'm interested to see that because, I mean, it's not usual where you see guys retain from a staff that fired their coach, especially in a role like the defensive coordinator. Every now and then you'll see like support staff, but not usually the DC. So stop 2 for him with the new era. Definitely going to be interesting how his defense plays in the Simmons era because they got so many different pieces coming in that we're about to talk about in the portal.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I see Benedict Dantold in the chat saying, what's the rhyme and reason of the order? We have so many. I try to be a man of the people. So many people did not like the conference by conference order. But that I did last year, the years prior with previewing all these teams, we would go alphabetically, but all the people that were Wisconsin fans or West Virginia fans or whoever would bitch towards the back. Yeah. So I just put it in a randomizer, 136 teams, and FIU came up the second team. So, the defense coordinator hire though, back to what you're saying, Mac, it is kind of random, but I mean, at least they were not bad last year and he was part of the staff.
No, it caught my eye because I looked there. They haven't worked at the same spot, unlike Coleman, who they worked at Middle Tennessee. So this is an interesting hire.
Yeah, very interesting. Shout out to D Bettis. He's in this bitch. He says, "Let's go, my boy. Let's go." Next up on the defensive side of the ball, Brian Blades II, all CUSA corner, is back. And let me tell you, folks, you young bucks out there that don't know shit, I love college football. If you can't tell, I'm previewing Florida International at fucking midnight on the East Coast. And I made 55 slides on Florida International, right? Brian Blades II is the son of Brian Blades. This Brian Blades, who won a natty, I believe, if memory serves me correct, at Miami. When he also played with his brother, Benny Blades, who was a safety for the Detroit Lions and Seattle Seahawks as well. And also, I remember Al Blades, who was a linebacker for Pitt, who was also part of the family. But having a Blades NFL pedigree here, and the fact he was all conference corner. And by the way, Mac, I want to hit on this because we saw him retain the quarterback. Well, let me tell you, there are a few positions. Blades had offers. He had offers. When you're all conference in the CUSA, trust me, you have offers coming in, especially at the cornerback position, which is such an important position. Willie Simmons, the biggest thing to me, I know that a ton of players left with the graduation or portal, but retaining your best player on offense and your best player on defense is huge to me.
I agree, and maybe this is where Dewitt got the job. Is Blades advocated and went to bat for him, and yeah, I mean, and like you said, he's already played in this system. It's not a new defensive coordinator here, so being able to keep one of your own is better than anybody you can add in the portal here. So it's a nice piece to start this new defensive era.
Yeah, and there's something about the name Blades in Portal, or like I'm sorry, not in Portal, in Miami. Like when Al Blades was at Pittsburgh, it just didn't ring. Eat shit Pitt, I know you're gonna say, but
oh yeah,
it something about like the Everglades in South Florida and Blades, Brian Blades. I'm excited to watch him. He's a baller. On the defense though, they don't return much besides him. Percy Courtney at the linebacker spot, and another Quaylen Hill back, defensive tackle, and their kicker is back. Prado. Sounds like he's going to race a horse this weekend, but not much on the defensive side of the ball. But hey, you got familiarity by the DC being back. Who's going to know the roster better? At least the leftovers. It's kind of hard to preview this team, right?
Yeah. This is one of those ones where you go, this is where I love the portal era in 2025. All right, 5 returning starters. Let's try and talk and make sense out of how the other 70 guys that they added in the portal are going to fit.
Yeah, and shout out to Snitch in the chat saying Dallas Payne, breakout tight end. There you go, fantasy football players. Get hip. The portal on the defensive side of the ball. Now, I will say this. Look, I know Florida State was ass last year, and I know Stanford was ass last year, but Marshall wasn't. You brought in 5 defensive linemen, 2 from Florida State, 1 from Stanford, 1 from Marshall, and 1 from Ball State. And you also brought in Johnny Chaney from Colorado. This guy started at FAU prior to coming to Colorado. So I do think that is a nice get for them. He's penciled in to be a starter for what I understand. And the depth, I think he's already made the defensive line a little more athletic than previously. So I do like what we see there. Also in the secondary, bringing in an Arizona transfer in Celestine there, and cornerback Ty Derek Brown from UAB. Safety Demetrius Hill. Illinois had a great defense over the past couple of years, so you got to like getting that pedigree in there. Also, I think I misspelled Wesley as Websley. ETN from Arkansas State comes in there. And also bringing in a long snapper, Justin Wood, no relation to the pitcher for the Cubs, from Houston, and also punter Trey Wilholt from Sam Houston in conference punter. These punter battles are real in conference. I actually thought I'm going to go out on a limb and say this team is more talented athletically than they've been in a few years. I think he's brought that in.
Well, and I think it starts up front with those 3 guys from the high majors, Armitage, and then Green and Anderson. So I think that kind of sets the tone. And then Hill, like you said, Bielema's teams at Illinois have really played good defense, so he's going to be well coached coming in here. So yeah, I think that it's clear that their NIL's in a better place here, and that's why they were able to attract some of these high major previously guys.
Amen. And Benedict, yes, you are correct. That's what I was going for, buddy. Shout out to Edgar Prado. I think this team is more athletic than they were the previous couple years, and that's why it's going to be interesting to see what they can do in year one with Willie Simmons. We forgot to talk about this, the biggest acquisition in the past year and a half. This is what I mean is leaning into the fun. Their stadium is called Pitbul fucking Stadium.
Yeah.
All right. They have Pitbul. Look, look. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you folks out there. I was not the biggest Pitbul fan as far as music. Was not a big fan at all. One of my best friends is from Puerto Rico, and he would play his music all the fucking time when we lived together for a little bit there. And I was just like, man, I'm not really feeling his shit, right? Not really that big of a fan. And then I bartended on Pitbul, and he was the coolest fucking nicest fucking guy. I people ask me all the time, who are the nicest fucking celebrities? Because I worked at the Beverly Hills Hilton for a long time bartending, and honestly, Pitbull was one of the nicest fucking guys, great tipper, and just a nice fucking guy. Actually, makes you feel like a fucking human being. There's certain celebrities that would come through, and they would make you feel like you just don't even exist. Like you're just you don't even fucking exist. Get the fuck out of my face. Yeah. Pitbull, I became a fan based off me serving Pitbull years ago, decades ago. But I'm all in on this. He grew up right next to FIU. He sponsors the stadium. He's got to do like 7 or 8 concerts a year there. He's gonna have it as him and his friends go hang there. And his vodka is being served, or his tequila, one of the two, at the fucking stadium. Buddy, honestly, people would say, Dundee, what would you do if you won $10 million or $50 million? I would do shit like this. It would be like Dundee Stadium. I'm doing stand-up at fucking halftime, making all you idiots have to listen to my dumb fucking face. And, I mean, he's living the dream, right?
Yeah, it's you would invest it in ECU, and then you do stand up at ECU at halftime.
Everyone would hate me. This guy again. I'm just trying to get hammered and watch the game.
Good for Pitbull, man. I'm with you. I was indifferent on Pitbull, but when he made the move and named the stadium, I said, hey man, if he's gonna invest in, I can get on board with that. Get back to some college.
Well, football. And think about it. He probably brings his friends through. Like,
or those chicks right there.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Pitbull, you look, a lot of things you could say, but I guarantee you that swarms of pussy follow him around. I guarantee you that. So, I mean, I think this is a good thing for the university, not only having that stadium, but the fact that he's going to the games. This is part of the fun that I'm talking about. It's like the Tampa Bay Bandits with Burt Reynolds back in the day. Keep leaning into the fun. I guarantee you Pitbull is saying, get rid of this Panther shit too. Give me the Sunblazers. Give me the Vice Squad. All right, let's go. I just think but look, you're saying, Dundee, why are you bringing it up? Because I think it's positive energy with this program moving forward. I think having a celebrity in the times we live in, that does actually fucking help. You know, like it does help the program.
I was just getting ready to say the year's 2025. All these guys are on that fucking TikTok and all that shit. I sound like Rich Rod right now. Yeah, but I mean that's you can fight it or you can embrace it and use it to your advantage. And Pitbull is a nice asset, and whoever he brings, whether it's those 3 chicks right there or any other chicks that he's going to bring, which I'm sure he will. So,
and he wants to see them good. I heard his press conference. He grew up there, right? He grew up like a mile from the stadium. He's like, I want them to be good. So that's all it takes. This is like Phil Knight in the early 80s, right? Let's go. Look, the stadium is called Pitbull Stadium. It wasn't always called Pitbull Stadium, but it's 30 years young. Look, a lot of times I don't give it the new name title because I don't agree with it. This one I do. I get it. Let's go with it. I'm going to give it a 7 of 10. It's better than that bullshit Hard Rock Stadium that the Dolphins and the Hurricanes play out that have like hangars where you don't get wet. It's like we're not a dome, but we're basically a dome.
Yeah.
This is a better stadium, man. If I'm being honest, like you look at this thing, I mean, look at that. That's a beautiful stadium, right? That's fun. Pitbull Stadium. I can see myself fucking 20 tequilas in, dancing around to some crazy ass Pitbull music with a bunch of, I mean, if I was single, with a bunch of gals, that swarm of just having a good old time. If you're single in Miami, why would you not do this? Yeah, look at this. It's a nice stadium. Nice stadium. I mean, it's not incredible, but I'm saying they're building it. They're building it. It's better than that. It's better than that bullshit in Tampa Bay that the Devil Rays play out that blew through a fucking hurricane. Right? It's better than a lot of stadiums out there. Better than that Carrier Dome bullshit. Right? So 7 out of 10. And the fact that it's called Pitbull Stadium, I like that. You can lean into that. Like if I'm a FIU fan living in the area, me and my friends are gonna form the junkyard fucking dogs, or like the junkyard section of the crowd. You could do a bunch of stuff. The kennel, you know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of shit you could do to make it fun. So it's just starting. It's it hasn't even been a full year yet. But Pitbull Stadium, I'm in. Sign me up. Sam says he's in as well. That's what I'm talking about. What do you give that 1 to 10, Mac?
I think I'm going to give it an 8 because of the Pitbull name now. And now naming it the Pitbull Stadium, you have an identity. It's not just a regular
100%.
It's not Panther Stadium or whatever the hell it was called before. So
that's why they need that's why they got to own the Sunblazers too. Call it Pit.
Embrace.
Dude, this is perfect. Pitbull Stadium. You come there, you get fucked up, and you're wearing your sunglasses. You get the whole, especially the day games. You could really do. I mean, this really could work. Listen to call 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE if you work at the administration of FIU. Look at those fans, man. They got good fans. All right, come on, get all they need is a little Pitbull, a little winning. They're gonna come out. They're gonna support their boys. Sunblazers till we die. All right, let's get to the schedule here. But one of the cool things I wanted to hit on this.
Cars, the cars is hilarious.
And fucking they had like a helicopter and a powerboat, and they're doing these Lamborghinis on these Vice nights. This is what I'm talking about, though. Yeah. Owning fun.
Embrace your identity.
Yes.
Don't run away from it.
Yes. I love this, man. Look at this. Look at some of these shots. The Vice night. They're going all in on the Vice theme. Look at this. This dude's on a fucking yacht. He's probably that's what I'm saying. He's probably Stephon Diggs is behind him. But or Fred Smoot. Look at this. That's what I'm talking about. This is exactly why I'm buying into the program. Fun. This seems like, I know the Nevin Shapiro fucking yacht, but I mean they're leaning into it, and this is why I can get behind it. So when I say state of the program, Mac, I say 7 of 10. I mean, Willie Simmons has never coached a game, so I can't do the easy SMU thing. But I do think it's heading in the right direction. If this had been another year of Mike McIntyre, I think it would have been. And I'm a McIntyre guy, like a Mike and Ryan McIntyre guy. Big fans of both. I would probably give it like a 4. But I think with the Willie Simmons thing, the fact he's from the area. You got Pitbull, and that Pitbull deal didn't happen until I feel like October or November. So I think the momentum is heading in the right direction. Am I crazy? What do you give this thing 1 to 10?
I was going to give it an 8. I definitely think that they're headed in the right direction with the Pitbull stuff, embracing their identity. But then I'm really high on the Willie Simmons hire. I mean, we ranked him second among all the coaches in this league when we broke it down. And he's a Florida guy. So now he's somewhat back home in the state of Florida and ready to get to work, man. I'm excited for the future in a league that is very open to year after year after year. We saw Jack State come
and New Mexico State, right?
Yeah, like back-to-back years in the title game. Jack State was able to finish the job and beat Liberty. But I mean, to my point, like it's a wide open league.
Yeah, 100%. I'm all on board too. And you should too if you're listening there in South Florida. Folks, look, before we dive into the schedule and go game by game on the schedule, I want to let you know that the college football experience, Florida International Sunblazer preview, is brought to you by Circa and the ultimate fantasy football giveaway. Yes, Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs their entire stay. You'll get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 bar tab from the stadium swim, a hotel stay for you and 11 of your league mates there. And you can always get 50% off at the Circa properties with the promo code SGP15. So what are you doing? Enter the ultimate fantasy football contest for free. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's CIRCA. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. I'm sure if you listen to us before, you've heard us talk about Rhythm. They just dropped a truly game-changing feature on their thing called Power Trends. These are AI detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Think a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Look, Power Trends are updated daily too. I mean, there's no touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start getting smarter, bozos. All right, you know where we'll be. Get your free 7-day trial period today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the NHL and NBA finals. And for the true D-gens out there, the MyBookie money bag is a bundle of fun. And MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head on over to mybookie.ag. But when you do, use our promo code SGP or TCE SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Once again, terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCE SGPN. All right, we are back. And we are both high on the state of the program. YouTube.com. People are enjoying the slideshow, Mac.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You get Dundee out in the middle of North Carolina. You know what I mean? Years ago, I was in LA. Couldn't do it in LA. Too many distractions. California got in the way. Quote Rumblefish. Let's talk about game one. Bethune-Cookman.
Oh, here you go.
And a series that comes back to 2002. Bethune-Cookman hired Ed Reed for like a week. And they didn't actually technically hire him because he never signed a contract. But poor Ed Reed ended up like going into an office, picking up a bunch of garbage, doing a video of him picking up garbage, and then realized that they're not paying him. And then he said, "You know what? Fuck this job." But look, they weren't horrible last year. It was kind of crazy. I mean, they weren't good, but they rivalry game somewhat. Patty C's in-state battle here. I think Willie Simmons is going to be 1-0. How about you?
I do. I think this is a good starting point, and I'm surprised. If this was basketball, you'd be on Bethune and the points. Reggie Fees.
I would. You know, I love my Bethune squad. Week 2, they head to State College, Pennsylvania, where James Franklin finally looking to win a big game. I mean, the Sunblazers in State College, they're gonna get fucking destroyed. I hope that I would love for them to win this game, but the series surprisingly does go back 18 years. What are you doing here, huh?
Penn State will cover because that's what James Franklin does. He runs the fucking score up in these games.
Yeah. So 1-1 out the gate, but don't panic, Sunblazer fans. Because right around the corner, you have the Shula Bowl. Now, I will say this. Good rivalry game. FAU's won 7 straight. Both these programs started right around the same time. Now, the bad news is this. You have the body blow that is Penn State.
Yes.
And now you got to go to Del Boca Vista to take on the old folks home, FAU. I'm sorry. I think Florida International could win this fucking game. Call me a homer with Willie Simmons. This is going to be a game. But I would say this is their best shot to beat them outright in a while. Like I said, FAU's won 7 straight. Upset Sunblazers. Get it done on the road.
Wait a minute.
What are you doing here? First year coach, first 3 games, you got to like that. System overhaul. Tom Herman wasn't going air raid. They're going full air raid. I think FIU can get them.
Hey, this may sell you more. I think the game's at FIU.
Really? Did I fuck this up?
I want to just confirm where I'm on unless ESPN fucked it up.
No, I might have fucked it up. I fuck up a lot of things in life, so
I know you were doing a million slides, so that's why I was like, wait a minute, do they get this one at home?
Well, and the slides aren't. I'm not so sober when I do some of the slides, so it is very possible.
Yeah, no, the game's at Pitbul Stadium.
Oh, it's at the kennel. You're not gonna come into the fucking kennel and get that dub.
Yeah.
All right.
Give me FIU. Get airport, baby. Yeah.
I apologize to our loyal listeners out there and watchers. FIU is at home. I fucked this up, but they will win this thing. Look, Florida is the home of FIU, so it doesn't matter if they play this at the Swamp, at Miami Gardens or whatever the fuck they're calling that bullshit. They should have never got rid of the Orange Bowl. FIU 2-1, right?
Yes, I'm all over them at home. Let's go.
Let's go. Then they're at home as the Fighting Delaware Blue Hens come to town. The first ever matchup. Delaware, first year in the FBS. I'm excited about that. This is a sneaky game, though, because if you just beat your rival, Delaware went into Navy and won at Navy, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
They're a really good FCS program. It's a dangerous game. Very dangerous game. I actually think I think Delaware upsets them. I got them 2-2. How about you?
I was gonna say, is it even an upset? I know that they're coming up from the FCS, but we've seen the FCS teams have success right away. Give me FIU in a tight one. I'll go 3-1.
All right, I'll join you. Let's go. I want to root for this Pitbull Vice Night shit they got going on here. 3-1. I'll change my. Look, it's. I can do this. All right, I can do this.
I think tide turning. As I remember, I was raised in the desert, but tides kind of. It's easy to see a tide turn. Did I say those words?
Did I take Delaware? Did I say those words? Give me FIU.
You'll take Delaware on the Delaware preview.
The problem is this, man. The problem is it's when Delaware catches them. It's right after a rivalry win, too, for us, at least.
And who's Delaware? Who's Delaware got just – I mean, they got – hey, Delaware's got UConn the week before at home. If they can beat UConn, I mean, that's a big win for Delaware.
It would be. It would be.
It's going to be a big game either way. And they're at Colorado before that, too.
Yeah, maybe they're banged up a little bit.
FIU, baby. Let's go.
All right. Then they get a bye week. Shout out to some of the FIU history right there. We're honoring on this show. Someone's got to honor it, damn it. Go Sunblazers. Then, speaking of UConn.
Jim Mora.
The airport's going up to Hartford, Connecticut to take on these Huskies. They will lose this game because Jim Mora and UConn, I think, are pretty good.
Yeah, that was one of our easiest over/under win totals last year. Was taking UConn over. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm taking UConn. UConn's good at home too.
Yeah. So that puts us at what? 3-2. 3-2 for these Sunblazers. Then now let's talk about this. Two bye weeks in 3 weeks is a fucking horrible thing.
Well, it's kind of a bye because they start playing on Tuesday.
Fair.
So
it counts as their second bye week for the season.
Yeah, that
like
is.
Other teams get a full-on bye week. But look, you got Alex McGough on the left, a UFL legend, played for the Packers too, and then on the right, I believe that's T.Y. Hilton. Could be wrong. T.Y. Hilton's on one of these photos. I remember doing it. But we're honoring the history of FIU. Look, they come out of the bye week on a Tuesday night where all great games are played. The airport heads to Bowling Green, Kentucky to take on these Tops. I do expect them to lose this game because the Tops are good. They're good at home. And I just don't think FIU will be there this year to get them. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm going to co-sign with you. Helton's a good coach as well, and it seems like he's got that program at that 8-9 win mark every year. So I'll take the Tops in Bowling Green.
Yeah. So that puts us now at what? We're at what does that put us?
3-3.
Yeah, 3-3. So tricky, and especially because those are conference games. That Delaware game is actually kind of huge. I almost think if you're an FIU fan, you're not going to agree with me, but the Delaware game might be more important than the FAU game. Yeah, because FAU is a non-con game these days. Next up, Kennesaw State, brand new head coach. And that's something that I want to highlight on this is like FIU plays basically 3 FCS teams with 2 of them coming up to the CUSA. And then you had Bethune-Cookman. So 3 FCS teams from a year ago. And then you're playing new head coaches like left and right. I think I'm counting 4 new head coaches they're playing. Kennesaw State, I'm going FIU here. Kennesaw State's overhauling a completely different offense that they were running. I like getting FAU and Kennesaw on the front half of the schedule. So I'm going to go win here, 4-3.
I will too. Kennesaw, a lot of turnover. Give me FIU. I think they're farther along than Kennesaw at this point.
So then we jump into a road game in Springfield, Missouri, taking on, and believe it or not, they're going to see a familiar foe there because they lost Shamari Lawrence. There used to be their starting running back 2 years ago. He's now starting at Missouri State. What's the date on this game exactly? Do you have that?
October the 29th.
It's going to be cold in Missouri because I've been to fucking Missouri. So I will take Missouri State with an upset here. How about you?
Yeah, I don't even know if this is going to be that big an upset. I kind of was looking at this a little bit. This is going to be the game 1 of this double road trip that they got. I'll give it to. I'm going to give it to Missouri State. They need
it to be a warm week. If they win this, if this shit is cold like I've been cold in Missouri in November,
it's Halloween. They're not winning. The Florida boys ain't winning in Missouri. Especially
first year, they're gonna be fucking excited. These fans are gonna be fucking excited. I think it's gonna be a tough one. Give me these Bears to get it done. Then they head to Johnny Red Floyd Stadium. I've been to the great Johnny Red Floyd Stadium. Take on Derek Mason in Middle Tennessee. This is a rival or somewhat of a rivalry that goes back 20 years. Remember, the program's only 25 years old or 24 years old, whatever it is. I got FIU winning this on the road. Derek Mason, Middle Tennessee. This is personal. Simmons is a Rick Stockstill guy. His DC is a Rick Stockstill guy. Or his OC is Rick Stockstill's guy. They're coming for it. This is dub. Write it. What are you doing here?
This is where we'll differ. I'll take Middle at home. Think it'll be a close game. Middle pulls it out at home.
All right. And then we jump on over to the Flamin' Libs of Liberty and Jamie Chadwell coming into Miami. Series goes back to 2020. They're going to get destroyed by Liberty, I think. And Liberty to win the CUSA is probably the easiest bet. But hopefully they just play them tough. How about you?
Yeah, it's hard to pick against Liberty. I'll take Liberty here. But I think that they could be chippy in this game because first year head coach November. We know they're going to get better and better throughout the year.
Yeah, fair. Then Jacksonville State, Charles Kelly comes in, new head coach after Rich Rod leaves for West Virginia. Series goes back to 2020 as well. Look, this is a win.
Yeah.
This is a win.
Yep.
So what does that put us at? You have one more win than me.
I think you have one more win.
No, because you gave him Middle Tennessee, right?
No, I took Middle.
That's what I'm saying. You have one. My bad. Yeah. Then they head to the Bear. This is not at the Bear Claw, by the way. Bear Claw is got shit they're doing to their stadium, so they are playing this at the MLS stadium there in Houston, Texas. Sam Houston State. I think it's the Shell Energy Stadium. This I have no idea what's going to happen here. In fact, I will take Sam Houston, but it's kind of like a neutral site game to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm on the over with the Sunblazers, I believe, at this point. They could win this game, especially if you're telling me conference championship seeding is like, who is Liberty going to play in the conference USA championship? Probably Western Kentucky. I think if you were just coming in this blindly. Remember, the FCS schools are not eligible, I believe, to play in the championship game. A stupid NCAA rule. So it really, you got a bunch of teams with new coaches. Jacksonville State, Kennesaw, Sam Houston State. What are you doing here?
I got them winning their last 2 to get to 6-6, bowl eligible year 1 of Willie Simmons.
He could. I mean, especially you got to like the fact that the game's not on campus.
Yeah.
The game's not on campus, which you could sell me into that. So the win total is 4.5. I feel pretty good about the over here. Now, I'm not saying that because, like, I know there's uncertainty in this whole conference, but like I said, you're playing 3 FCS teams from a year ago.
Yep.
Right? And then you're playing new head coaches at Sam Houston State, at Florida Atlantic, at Jacksonville State, and at Kennesaw State. And by the way, the Florida Atlantic and Kennesaw ones are in the front half of the season where the new coaches are instilling that. Now, I know you yourselves are a team with a new head coach, so I get that, but I think he's proven himself to be a much better head coach than a lot of these other questionable hires. So I do think you're pretty safe on the over 4.5 wins. I'll be honest, when I first saw this number before diving into the schedule, I thought, man, I was expecting it to be like 3.5, maybe flat 3, maybe 2.5. But then you realize that 3 FCS games from a year ago, essentially, and some of this other stuff, you're like, okay, I can totally see a path with all these new hires. The conference is kind of in a rebuild, with the exception of Liberty and Western Kentucky. But Mac, first, how confident do you feel in the over 4.5?
I feel pretty good just because I mean, you look at Willie Simmons' track record. Has he had a losing? He's never had a losing season. Yeah. So I feel like he's going to get them better and better. And there's a reason we ranked him second in our coaches, because there's so much turnover, whether it's teams coming up like you highlighted from the FCS or just new coaches altogether. I think the schedule has some challenging spots. I mean, the back-to-back road spots in early November for a Florida team is not ideal. At UConn, at Western Kentucky is also not an ideal back-to-back road spot. But I think that they're going to fight to get to a bowl game here in year 1 of Willie Simmons.
Yeah, and once again, if you're watching YouTube.com/The College Experience, there's the whole schedule. The pink games are the ones I like to say Vice Nights. They're all going to be at home there. And I do think the home schedule, Max, short of Liberty.
Yep.
I actually think they can win every one of their home games. Catching FAU with them installing the air raid week 3 is pivotal. If they play that on week 13, they'd probably lose that game. I think week 3, it really benefits them. The bye week thing is wacky, but hell, even the road schedule. I mean, obviously, get the Penn State one out of here and the UConn one out of here, I think. But like, there's Sam Houston State, Middle Tennessee, and Missouri State are vulnerable teams. Like, yeah. Let me ask you this, and Benedict says he sees it at 5.5. Where are you getting that at, buddy? I see 4.5. But plus 1,500 to win the CUSA. Now, we know there's going to be someone Liberty's playing.
Yeah.
I think everyone thinks it's going to be Western Kentucky. It can't be Delaware or Missouri State based on NCAA rules, which is stupid. Because I actually think Delaware's odds would actually be decent. If you had to pick a third team, who would it be? Maybe the Sunblazers?
Yeah, I would probably go them just because of Simmons. I mean, Louisiana Tech, don't trust the coach. Jacksonville State, don't trust the coach. I mean, Sam Houston, new coach. UTEP, they're so up and down.
Sam Houston, new coach and not playing on campus this year.
Yeah. Maybe UTEP, but I think I trust FIU more with Willie Simmons.
Yeah, that's why. Is it worth a shot at plus 1,500 to win the CUSA and then you hedge? Or
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying you hedge, but I'm saying maybe there's a lot of hedgers out there that might want to hedge.
Here's the problem: if they get in, they'll be the 2 seed. You know where that game's played.
You got to go on campus to the Flamin' Libs.
You're gonna get there.
Yeah, but what if? Let me ask you something though. What if Chadwell takes the job?
Yeah. They never lose.
That would be like December 6th. What if Chadwell's not the fucking coach?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still going to be a hostile environment, but if Chadwell takes the Virginia Tech job or something, they're not going to want him to wait the fucking season. These days with the portal, you're gonna want to be maybe you stay for that game, but is that a distraction? Hugh Strip Club freestyle.
The other problem is they probably are going to have to win a tiebreaker against like a Western Kentucky to get in, and they drew them in Bowling Green. If they got that game in Miami, I feel like they would have a shot at it. But in Bowling Green, I mean, they're good there.
Yeah, people are saying they see a lot of 5.5s out there. I swear I checked. Well, I guess I made these slides in the past couple of days, but it was 4.5 when I made the slides.
You said it's minus 145 for the 5.5. So I mean, that's super juiced.
Yeah. But they could win it all. Look at those odds. Folks, that's our show. I can't wait. Honestly, if you think I'm bullshitting you here, I'm not. I love watching FIU football. I love the airport. People that have listened to us for a long time know that. And I'm excited about this. They seem to be leaning more into the fun and campiness of why we of who they are and what they should be and why football should be fun. And I love that. Continue to lean into that. Get rid of that Panther bullshit. Vice Knights and Sunblazer football. Tomorrow we will break down Southern Miss. Tomorrow we will break down the Indiana Hoosiers. But right now we are on the over on FIU. We've agreed to 2 for 2 on agreeing right now. That's kind of filthy. But
we have plenty of time to disagree.
134 episodes coming.
Yeah.
All right. Subscribe, tell a friend. Check out the college basketball experience too. Mac killing it in the offseason, interviewing coaches, talking transfer portal, all that good stuff. Also, the college baseball experience. Shit, I got LSU Little Rock on right here. Unfortunately, it looks like Little Rock is collapsing down the stretch. Check out the college baseball experience. Also, check out the FCS college football experience. We got episodes coming this month. And the sports gambling podcast. And give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The college football experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. And check out the sports gambling podcast. YouTube. How are you not checking out the YouTube channel? YouTube.com/the college experience. Get on over there. The slides make the show way better, in my personal opinion. But yes, excited to talk college football. It's officially college football season for us. So see you tomorrow. Till next time. This is the college football experience. Sunblazer style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins, over my head, watching hair as it thins. Over the ledge, it ain't letting me
Bring
in.
back
There's
the
still
tie.
regiments and relevance to letting me
Mario
win.
Cristobal.
Win, lose, or draw. You ain't prepared unless you all ready to lose it all. Losing a brawl? Yeah, that's a Friday day. Good friends know my Nina Hideaway. They came and went, but the riders stay. So it's like I won the lottery and can't be found. Until I resurface with the latest purchase. 33 in the third and 45 circles. You ain't got that shit. And I ain't 45 king. But on the beats, I've been doing my thing. I start the program and the doorbell ring. I gotta leave town to a place I can't be found. My celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. American dreams, lessons, and still they work. I guess the sand on the beach still was really dirt. Now I'm going home, flying over Rome at 30. 30,000 feet. Like, damn, is that really Earth? I see the killers work on walls, familiar turf. Got a little schooling graph, 101 was first.